All right, welcome to Wednesday once again. My name is Dave. This is my brother Ray, and we are.
Preachers from the bleachers.
That's right. We try to be here every week. You can see us right here on the YouTube channel, or you can check us out on anchor.fm/preachers from the bleachers, which also propagates out to Spotify.
Spotify.
And then a couple other spots too. You can check us out, leave some comments. We'll be happy to get back to you if you got any questions or, on our opinions. Then we'll throw some stuff out there, see if it sticks. It's casual Wednesday for me. I'm sitting here on my couch tonight. So it's nice and cold outside, so I wanted to sit in here where it was warm and just be casual. So,
Man, tell the people the truth about the couch, man. Don't like it's been like 7 months with this couch.
no. Well, yeah, they all, I had the You Suck as couch shopping a few weeks ago, so I mean they know the story of the couch, I think. So, but I'm digging hanging out on my couch, and it is cold outside. I had to sleep in here the other day because it was like 50 degrees in my apartment because the heat wasn't exactly working very well. They got that fixed last night, but so I slept in here the other night. It was nice and warm, good and comfortable. So that's the story of the country. I guess this week is weather.
Country, if you live in one of them cold weather states.
It's a lot of everywhere. It's not just Texas ain't a cold weather state, brother.
Dallas gets cold. It gets 30 degrees.
Nah, it was 2 degrees this week.
I know.
2.
Sucks for y'all.
We ain't seen that. We ain't seen that in 30 years, bro.
That's okay. It's a cold weather state now.
It ain't.
If I get some snow in Las Vegas tomorrow and it look like it's gonna stay for a week, I'll be trying to find a new place to live.
Man,
Snow is for Eskimos.
I saw some pictures on the news this week of some houses in Houston where a pipe burst or something like that, and they got icicles hanging from the ceiling fan inside the house. So Houston is definitely not a cold weather city. So it's some serious stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. Global warming.
Yeah.
Next week's show.
Yeah.
Global. We'll talk about top 5 things that global warming has screwed up. All about the Benjamins. Global warming. We'll get on that.
All right. Okay, so something we got to cover, don't want to cover. Just a recap of the Super Bowl. Tom Brady sucks.
Tom Brady sucks. It was a Super Bowl. What's a Super Bowl? What's that?
Yeah.
What is that?
Neither one of us were happy with that result. You didn't even watch.
What's the result? Oh, there was a football game that came out?
Blah, blah, blah.
I missed that, bro. I missed that altogether.
So the biggest, and you know what? I said this before the Super Bowl, and it was just the same old Tom Brady crap. Is the penalties were ridiculous. In the first half alone, penalty yards were 95 for Kansas City and 5 for Tampa Bay. Mm-hmm. That's 19 times more penalty yards against Kansas City. That's crazy. I knew this crap was coming. I did not think it would be this bad. I thought Tom Brady would get his, 2 to 3 calls that are right, just very timely and helped him out a lot. And he did. One of them got a touchdown out of it. But there was a lot more. I mean, Tom Brady chased down Tyrann Mathieu. Chased him down to talk some trash to him. And they threw a 15-yard penalty flag on Tyrann Mathieu. That is stupid. But I digress. We did not like the result of that.
So my only thing I'm going to say about penalties and Tom Brady is, you remember back in the days when we used to coach youth kids, and we stepped on the court with a team that was predominantly black. And we told you before the game, you already know, we playing 5 against 8. You ain't gonna play just the team on the court. You gotta play the referees too. So if you notice, if you the Kansas City Chiefs, you know Tom Brady get calls. You know that you have to play this much better because he gonna get those calls. So that ain't no excuse. Tom Brady get calls. We already know that.
It's not. Kansas City, man, they had two O-line guys out, and the guys that replaced them were just not up to the task, man. I mean, they were like a sieve, letting people through. So, Mahomes was running for his life the whole game. So I'm not going to blame everything on penalties. It wasn't. It was crappy, and I hate that kind of stuff. But yeah, Kansas City, man, their offensive line was just not up to the task of playing in that game. So yeah. But why not? There we go. That's our Super Bowl coverage.
That's it. That's all we need. F you, Tom Brady. That's all I got to say. F you.
Amen. Amen. Staying in the NFL, the Deshaun Watson trade. There's lots of people still talking about that and where he's going to go. I think you told me today, right? What the Panthers were talking about? What all did you say?
David Tepper, who by the way just bought a $73 million house. Man, that must be real good in the middle of a pandemic. David Tepper, the owner of the Carolina Panthers, bought a $73 million house. So listen. I'm off topic, but this just kind of blew me away. I think he's the guy that moved from New Jersey, and New Jersey said it's gonna hurt so bad not having his taxes. It's gonna hurt the state budget. That's how much money these rich people got. I believe that was David Tepper. I might be wrong, but I've been listening to a lot of different news shows and other than just sports. But anyway, I know he for sure just bought a $73 million house. But he said he would do everything he had to do in his power to get
Deshaun.
He said he would do everything in his power to get Deshaun Watson, including giving up 3 first-round picks and Weapon X, better known to you people out there, is Christian McCaffrey. Weapon X and 3 first-round picks. That's your team, Dave. Carolina. How you feel about that, man? You ready to give up them?
That would be foolish.
You be the Houston Texans. That's what you would be after you make that trade.
Absolutely. And I just, you know what? I'm all for getting a better player wherever you can. I don't mind Teddy B. He was better than I thought he would be. Christian McCaffrey wasn't there, Christian McCaffrey being there would have made Teddy B better. And I thought Teddy B did all right. So am I ready to give up 3 first-rounders and possibly Christian McCaffrey for Deshaun Watson, who is a very good quarterback? Don't get me wrong, but I'm not ready to give up that much for him when I think we're okay at quarterback. We could be better, but we're okay. But we really don't know until we see him play a full season with Christian McCaffrey and, a couple other weapons out there. But, that's just a lot to give up for Deshaun Watson.
I think it's all smoke screen, man. I think it's all smoke screen. I think that they fell in love with Mac Jones at the Senior Bowl. I believe that Mac Jones is their guy, even though I know Matt Rule would prefer to have a coach. I think this was Matt Rule. Have a coach with some quarterback with some mobility, but having a guy that's super smart, and Mac Jones is super smart. When you can finish your degree, you finish your degree in a year and a half, brother. You finish 4 years in a year and a half and play at Alabama. I don't care if you're on the bench or not. There's a lot of physical requirements, gym time. And I ain't talking about the stuff that you do that's mandatory. Like all the best football programs are ran by the juniors and the seniors. Those are the guys that say, hey man, we got to go to the gym during the off season. It's not your strength coach. He might have gave you a plan when you was a freshman and gave you a plan when you was a sophomore, but it's the time that you put in by yourself or without coaches that makes those programs so great, because they already know that everybody that come here is a 4 and a 5-star recruit. So you need to put that extra work on if you think you're going to actually play. So knowing that he had to put that kind of work in at the University of Alabama and get a degree in a year and a half and in 4 years to get his master's, I think he got 2, but I ain't for sure about that. But that's a hell of a smart dude. Now I do know Alabama is not Stanford. Okay, let's not pretend that it's the most. And I don't know what he got his degrees in. Like I don't know if he got his degree in music appreciation. Do you appreciate music? Yes, I do.
Yes, I
Here's
do.
an A for you. I don't know if he got a degree in that or not, but a year and a half, if you got a degree in cartoon watching, I'm impressed.
Well, let me say this about that. Name me a quarterback that came out of Alabama that did good in the NFL.
That did good in the NFL?
Yeah.
Define good. Because we
Made
got
it
two
to
of them right. We
made
got
it
two
to
of
a
them right now.
playoff game.
Let me
Won
think.
a
Hold on.
playoff game.
Joe Namath.
Okay, since 1966.
Well, damn, man, you making stuff hard, bro.
I know. That's my problem with taking a quarterback out of Alabama.
Tua gonna make the playoffs next year, baby.
Well, I mean, they even talked about trading him this year. So
I mean,
I don't know, man.
he's still gonna
he's very smart, but I tell you this, one of those. Do you know about the Wonderlic test that they give everybody? But before
yeah.
So he's a really smart guy, but they say that the guys that do really, really well on the Wonderlic test are guys that are not the best quarterbacks. They may not be bad quarterbacks, but they may not be the best quarterbacks either. It's because there's too much thinking involved. So you get paralysis by analysis kind of thing. So I'm not saying no on Mac Jones. I don't know where he's going to go. Maybe, if you got a 5th round pick for him, maybe. I don't know if he's going to be gone before that or what. But
Mac Jones will be gone before pick 15.
Okay, that's fine. So I don't want him that high. I just quarterbacks coming out of Alabama have never
5th round.
Well, that's what that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't want to spend more than that on it. But you're right. I'm sure he's going to be gone by then. So
15.
Yeah, I don't want him.
All right.
I don't want.
You're getting Mac Jones. I really honestly think you're getting Mac Jones, but okay.
That's fine.
All right, but I mean, I think y'all pick 8th.
Yeah. Again, probably. Yeah. I think we picked 8 last year.
Mac Jones.
I don't want him
at 8.
Not at 8. We got too many other things. Like our defense is.
They fell in love, and they just got rid of Kawan Short, or about to get rid of him.
Yes, they're cutting him or releasing him. So, but don't want Mac Jones, and I don't want Deshaun Watson for what they're talking about giving up for him. And I don't think they're going to do that. I agree with you. I don't
think you need to worry. I don't think you need to worry about that anyway. Deshaun Watson also has a no trade, so he's going to decide where he wants to go. And I honestly feel like after that post he made with Miami players, I think that's where he wants to go. I think he sent a clear message saying where he want to play at next year.
In Miami,
they got one of the best defenses. They were 10-6, missed the playoffs with two quarterbacks that ain't near the quality combined of a Deshaun Watson. So you put Deshaun Watson in the AFC East and say, hey, you and the Buffalo quarterback whose name I forget all of a sudden, y'all just fight it out and see who gonna do what. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be a good battle. While we saying that, I'm gonna predict it. I'm gonna say it's gonna be Deshaun Watson in Miami, Buffalo, whose quarterback I can't remember again all of a sudden, and I'm predicting Mac Jones to the Patriots now. That's definitely a Bill Belichick kind of guy.
I agree with that. That makes a lot of sense to him. But if I'm not mistaken, didn't you just tell me a minute ago that Tua Tagovailoa is going to go to the playoffs next year?
I didn't say he was going to end up with the Houston. They probably going to do another trade. Tua Tagovailoa is going to end up playing with the Bears. We were 8-8. We're going to be 10-6 with him. We're going to make another wild card and beat.
So when you said he was going to the playoffs, you didn't mean he was going to the playoffs with Miami.
Correct, man.
Okay. Yeah. So you didn't stipulate that. I think that just kind of came around later. All right.
Call me tomorrow. I'll have a whole new set of quarterbacks on a whole new set of teams. You know what I mean?
Keep recalculating until one of them sticks.
Yeah.
Until you get it right.
Absolutely. Actually, where Carson Wentz going? 20 minutes ago, he was going to the Bears until I just put Tua on the Bears. I got this 3-way trade worked out where they going to send Deshaun to Miami. they're going to send Tua to the Bears and Carson Wentz to Houston. I got it all worked out.
All right. And up until about 5 minutes ago, Mac Jones was going to the Panthers. Now he's going to the Patriots.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. We're all set.
Jameis Winston is going to the Steelers. Just since we on it right now.
Speaking of quarterbacks, I heard that the Niners are looking to get some competition for the quarterback position for Jimmy Garoppolo. And Mitchell Trubisky was one of those that they mentioned.
They didn't say a lot of competition.
I was like, what kind of competition is that?
They didn't say a lot of competition. But you got but let's not try to pretend that Mitch Trubisky has talent. A new fresh scene may help him with a guy that's supposed to be a quarterback whisperer. Think about what San Francisco did with them scrub quarterbacks. Hey man, them scrub quarterbacks look better than Mitch. If he could just Mitch is still a better talent-wise than the quarterback that they finished the season with. So if he can get Mitch out there and just keep Mitch from throwing them interceptions, Mitch would be something. He just can't do it here in Chicago. Yeah.
Well, I'll give him 2 or 3 years maybe behind Garoppolo. He might be better, but, competition for Garoppolo? No.
It ain't going to be no Garoppolo. Garoppolo is going to be playing in. I just changed my mind. Garoppolo going to New England. See, okay. I just hang in there. I'm going to switch the quarterback carousel. Going to keep on turning and twisting.
He's going back.
I got him going back to Bill Belichick as of 2 minutes ago.
He's going back to Patriots. He's going back to Patriots.
I used to like that song.
I ruined it for you. My bad, man. My bad.
LL Cool J rolling over in his grave and he ain't even dead yet.
Yeah. Cool J would love hanging out with me, man. He would love hanging out with me.
No. You would love hanging out with Cool J because he had all the ladies sitting there at the table and you could sit there and you know what I mean, get your little.
Oh, I wouldn't be like that. Come on now.
You could just I fuck all of them. That way that's what you could do. Just what would you do, Dave?
I would be cool, man.
You would be cool.
I'm not saying I would have any game or anything, but I wouldn't be like eyes bugging out, staring at chests and booties and all that. Come on.
All right, bro. All right.
I would be cool. All right, moving on. NBA. So, a couple of guys we talked about earlier in the season who we think is going to get traded in the NBA, Andre Drummond or Blake Griffin. Their teams are sitting them because they're waiting to trade them. So, and I think that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. You don't want the guy to get hurt. He doesn't want to get hurt, especially guys in their contract years. So, but Draymond Green was mouthing off about that last night. I say mouthing off. He was making some comments. So, and I really didn't understand where he was coming from. Do you know what he's talking about?
So I don't disagree or agree with Draymond. I don't know if I really took a position. I think his position is really don't treat us differently when we're the one asking for a trade. Because when you want to trade us, you do things a little differently. And so, I understand what he's saying. I don't know if it required all the emotion that he came with it. Just could have just made a statement. You know what I mean? Seems weird that when a player requests a trade, you expect him to go out there and still, score his 30 points and his 15 rebounds. But, when y'all want to trade us, y'all still expect us to, be professional. You want us to not rock the boat, but when we rock the boat because we want to be traded, y'all treat us differently. That's all he's saying is hey man, it goes both ways. And to some degree, Draymond is right. But ultimately, if they still gonna pay me, you know what I mean? It's just good business sense. Drummond doesn't want to get hurt before he get to his new team.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And he needs a contract.
But This is why I say I agree and disagree. But if he wants to play, let him play. Like you can use them, can't you? You can use them. You can't use 17 points and 13 rebounds. Like, is Jared Allen so damn good that you can't use 17 points and 13 rebounds in your lineup? No. Go ahead. But we don't know how Drummond felt. He mentioned Drummond, so that's why I'm saying. And then
Drummond apparently talked to Draymond before the game, whatever. They had a little convo. And nobody knows what was said there, or if Drummond was complaining, or Draymond just wanted to come out and say, "Look, my boy's over here, and you're making him sit." But I guess I understand all angles of that. I understand, if Harden says, "Hey, trade me," fantastic. Okay, what? We'll trade you. Go out there and show everybody what you're worth. It's going to make us easy. It's going to make it easier for us to trade you. So
no, that's not what Houston said though, and that's why he brought. That's why he brought up.
It doesn't matter.
They said we're not going to trade you. They said we're not going to trade you. This is why Draymond said that's why he went on the court and kind of dogged it. He didn't play up to his normal James Harden standard because he wanted to be traded. Crap. Or the other option is because Houston's case was saying we're not going to trade you. We're not going to trade you. Just go play for us. We love you. Go play for us. So he kind of dogged it. So Draymond is just simply saying, yes, I know he dogged it because he wanted out. So you mad at him. He didn't even have to bring it up if he thought it was okay. He said, how can you be mad at him for wanting out? And so he dogged it so he can get out. But then guys that want to play, you set them on the bench and then you still mad at them if they don't do everything you ask. It's like, I see like you. I don't agree or disagree with Draymond. As a matter of fact, I probably would have more emotions and feeling if it was anybody but Draymond Green. As I told you before, role players. I like Draymond Green, but his mouth is bigger than his game, and that's the part I don't like.
I think most NBA players, their mouth is bigger than their game. There's very few that aren't.
That's not true. Most of them talk, but he never shuts the hell up. He always got something to say about something. You see what I'm saying? Like if Steph Curry would have said that, I'd have been like, hey, man, I'm trying to listen. But I ain't trying to listen to it because it's Draymond. You always saying something. And sometimes we need somebody else with more skins on the wall. I can't have role players. You might be Draymond thinks he's a superstar. And again, like remember we was talking about this and having a platform. This is like, hey man, your platform is only big because you was the third wheel on a team on a great team. You are Horace Grant.
You understand? He was better than Horace Grant.
His numbers ain't better than Horace Grant.
Yeah, we'll look that up. But
his numbers are on the championship teams. His numbers is not better than Horace Grant. That's what I'm saying to you. So that's what I'm saying. You're a role player.
You never look at numbers. How do you know?
Man, I know I got so much stuff on my mind. I refuse to lose.
You hate the
numbers. Here's your ticket. Man. Hit a drummer, get wicked. No, man, I'm just telling you. Hey, look at the numbers. I promise you, Horace Grant numbers are better than Draymond's. You can just look at the championship seasons, the years he won championships, and the years that Horace Grant won championships. Horace Grant numbers are better than Draymond Green. But how many times have we heard? Defense. How many times? I know, but they both play great defense. They both play great defense. So I don't understand what you're saying. We already know that they both play great defense. My point is, nobody talks about Horace Grant. Draymond said, hey, we three kings. He's on record of saying it all the time. We three kings built this. No, bro, you are not a king. You're a pauper. You are not in the same class with Clay and Steph.
I'm gonna say I'm not a fan of Draymond.
Is he in the same class? That's what I'm asking.
Is he in the same class? No, but he was number 3 and a solid number 3, and it dropped off below him. And he was solid defensively, rebound, and played great defense. So he is worthy of his titles. He does talk too much.
So worthy of his titles. So he's not even the greatest role player of all time. He ain't no damn Robert Ory. He ain't no Robert Orr. He can't even you ain't even that class, man. Get you 7 rings.
Who said
And
he
then
wants to be the greatest
I'm,
role player of all
I'm
time?
saying if you gonna be talking while you're playing, now if he leave the game tomorrow and go in the booth and talk, I ain't got a problem with him, and that's what he need to do. But while you playing the game, your mouth can't be bigger than your game, and in this case, it is.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of guys that applies to, but you're right. He does talk too much.
Name them. Name them. You saying there's a lot of guys. I only hear from Draymond Green.
But that's all you hear. Anyway.
You ain't naming them. Thank you.
So I see both sides of that argument. I think it's crap for somebody to dog it when you got a contract, play or not, but I don't have a problem with a team sitting a player that they're going to trade so that, everybody knows Draymond or Drummond's value, man. He can be a 20-20 guy. He's definitely a 17-12 guy, 17-13 guy, average. So, I don't know. I hope the Mavericks get involved in that. I'd really love to see him here. But, whether they want their player to sit or play or whatever, if you step on the court, bring it. Don't lollygag, don't dog it, don't do any of that crap. I expect everybody to be a professional on the court or off the court. If we need you to sit, then we need you to sit. That's a coach's decision or GM's decision, whatever. You sign that contract that says, okay, I want to be here, I'm going to play here. So, I don't know. I understand both sides of that argument, I guess, whether they're sitting or playing. But if you're going to play, they're asking you to play, you should play at 100%. So, that's my thought. That's all I got for NBA, man. Just we expected Drummond to get traded and Blake Griffin to get traded this year, and it looks like they're going to be. So, anything else on NBA?
No.
All right. Well, that's all the sports I got tonight, man. You want to move on to You Suck?
Yeah, I'll go first. You Suck. I want to point out the Jacksonville Jaguars for going back to their teal uniforms. Teal is very, very feminine in my opinion. You should not be wearing teal and playing football. So, Jacksonville, you're looking at probably 3 wins next year just because you put on those teal jerseys.
1, I like teal. 2, all the teams wear pink every freaking October. So, what's more feminine than pink?
They wear pink for breast cancer awareness, brother.
But it's still pink.
Okay.
Teal's a feminine color. Come on.
Women that listen to the show, all 6 of you. Speaking of which, I can't think of her name. Lisa from New York. The underwear you sent, I'm gonna have to do a recall, man. They kind of bunched up right there in between.
We don't need that info.
I'm gonna need some new underwear from you, lady, immediately. But for all the 6 women that listen to this show, Dave hates breast cancer. Dave hates breast cancer awareness week.
I do hate breast cancer.
You hate breast cancer awareness week because men shouldn't wear pink. What kind of during October?
That is quite a gigantic leap from what I said. You're talking about feminine colors on football uniforms. Okay, whatever. For my You Suck, I'm going to say the electric company during this cold snap here, they are not keeping up. You got millions of people in Texas without power when temperatures have gotten below 0 in Texas, which is definitely not normal here, but it's something we could have kept up with. So shame on you. That's just a bad job. I mean, I love the snow and I love the cold. I like that stuff, but I've been driving to work every day this week, and I love it because nobody's on the freaking roads. It's me and about 10 other people. We got 5 people at work this week when 40 people actually work there. So I'm digging the weather. we're going to be real behind next week. But Electric Company, you have done terrible job of keeping up with demand. Terrible, awful.
All right.
All right, that's my you suck.
For Ray's reminiscence, I'm gonna stay on this path with Jacksonville Jaguars and the hiring and the resignation of Coach Doyle. Why? You have to be the most tone deaf, and most insensitive people on the planet to hire a person that said racist things to college kids, and then you say I want the best. Man, we got. Listen, I know we play to win, but at what cost? Jacksonville Jaguars, you should be embarrassed for even giving the man an interview. That's all I got for Ray's reminiscence.
All right. For Dave's dialogue, I want to talk about a TV show. One that I've been watching again, and man, Psych. If you guys have never watched Psych, it's hilarious, especially if you grew up in the 80s, because all the references to like 80s television shows. And where'd you go, man? What are you doing?
I'm trying to moisturize my lips for the ladies.
Yeah, all right. So Psych is brilliant, just with all the references. They have all these cameos of these guest stars and stuff like that, and they're all folks that you see. All that they were in this movie in the 80s, or that movie in the 80s, or this movie early in the 90s, or this TV show or whatever. And it's just hilarious. Like they did a show about vampires the other day, and they had the chick that played the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer in it, and Corey Feldman from Lost Boys. So, and it's just really funny, the brilliance of all the references they put in there. So, and it's really funny. If you guys haven't seen Psych, watch it. It's on Peacock and on Hulu. 7 seasons and 2 movies after that. So
it's not on USA on the I mean,
it was on USA.
Oh, okay.
Originally.
Right on. I thought they still showed the reruns.
They might. I don't know, like video on demand or something like that.
Right on.
But all seasons are on Peacock and on Hulu. Highly recommended. Psych. There you go. That's it.
You like the show that much, bro?
I do, but you know what? I watched it before, and I really liked it before, but since I've watched it again, like episode after episode after episode, like back to back, seeing all the references they make, and they make references within their own series to, like, this one girl who played a lot of like detectives on other detective shows, showed up and played a detective on their show. And then like 4 episodes later, they referenced her playing detectives in other shows by using her real name and not necessarily the name, and not the name that she had in the show, and just tying it all together. It's just funny to watch all those references. And it's much more funny if you get them. Well, sometimes you'll Google something. Sometimes you have to, like, okay, I know that's a reference to something. What is it?
It's funny if you get them. So if you don't get them, then you ain't gonna get the show, correct?
Well, I mean, yeah. No, not necessarily. No, you'll still get the show. You'll miss a little.
We only had so I didn't get the 80 shows. So I mean, it's just I don't get none of the references. Like I didn't even know that there was references until this moment. I've watched the show, thought the show was funny, but when you got one TV and you're in the projects, you watch whatever your mama say watch. That's how it works.
There's a lot of references to stuff you would understand if you heard them. I mean, but it's just, you don't get them all. I probably don't get them all. I'd say I probably get 60 to 65% of them, maybe 70 on a good day. But just, you're like, oh, I know that's a reference to something. And sometimes I Google it and I go, oh, that's freaking hilarious. So, and figure out, I know it's a reference, so I look it up. But yeah, man, it's awesome. And just watching it back to back, I catch a lot more stuff than I caught when I originally watched the show on USA.
Right on. And that's the show. And if you like it, don't forget to subscribe and hit like. And if you don't like it, go ahead and subscribe and hit like anyway. It ain't going to hurt nothing. But we really just appreciate you listening to us talk about our life and our life and sports and our life through sports on the internet or your radio or your Bluetooth speakers. We don't do it to be attention seekers. We just two brothers talking about sports, better known to you as
Preachers from the bleachers.
Peace.
Peace.